is home at last. A fantastic atmosphere. 12.
Imagine, you're 38 years old, you're a legend, you've won 5 Champions Leagues, won the Ballon d'Or, and have millions of fans. And then the phone rings. On the other end is an offer you can't refuse, 200 million euros a year. But there's one condition: you'll never play at the highest level again. What will you choose? Cristiano Ronaldo chose money, or not? Today I'm going to tell you a story that will change everything you thought about the Saudi League. And by the end of this video you'll understand Europe has already lost. Or not yet. These aren't just transfers, this is a football revolution, and you're witnessing it. Let's be honest. A year ago, if I told you the Saudi League would buy half the stars of world football, you would have laughed. I would have too. But look at these statistics. These aren't transfers. This is an invasion. And the question that torments every fan: what's next? Will the Saudi Arabian League become the new MLS? Or is this the beginning of the end of European dominance? I spent a week analysing numbers, interviews, and what goes on behind the scenes. And what I learned shocked even me. Watch until the end of the video. At the end, I'll tell you who really benefited from this conflict. And it's not what you think. Let's start with the main thing: money. Because let's not be hypocritical. That's what became the driving force. But here lies the first myth. Everyone thinks that the players left only for the money. That's true, but not the whole truth. Listen to what Karim Benzema said in his first interview, and you know what? I believe him. Because if all he wanted was money, he'd just sit on the bench. But he scores, and he scores beautifully. But there's another side to it. Look at this. The stadiums are empty, even when Ronaldo plays. And that's the main problem. You can buy players, but you can't buy history. Fans who pass on their love for the club from generation to generation. The stadiums are empty, even when Ronaldo is playing. And that's the main problem. You can buy players, but you can't buy history. Fans who pass on their love for the club from generation to generation. Or can you? Wait a second, I'll come back to that. Europe didn't give up. It just changed tactics. If Saudi Arabia is buying stars, Europe is investing in the future. Look at these numbers. European clubs have realized you can't compete with Saudi Arabia on money, but you can in the system, in academies, in scouting. And you know what's most interesting? This strategy is working. Europe is creating new football gods, while Saudi Arabia is buying the old ones. And that's where the fun begins. Because Saudi Arabia has realized this too. And they made a move no one expected. The year is 2024. Saudi Arabia announces they want to be in the world's top 5 leagues by 2030. And they're not kidding. They're not just buying players, they're building a system from scratch. And they have 3 things no one else has: money, time, and political will. But there's one caveat, and it's everything. UEFA rankings, the system that determines who plays in the Champions League. And here's the bomb. Saudi Arabia is negotiating the creation of an intercontinental Champions League. Imagine Real Madrid against Al Hilal in the Champions League semi-finals. Sound crazy? Now imagine tens of billions of dollars behind it. FIFA is interested. UEFA is nervous. And you and I are on the threshold of a new era. And now, to the main point. To the reason you're watching this video. Who really benefited from this conflict? I promised you an answer. And here it is. The winners were the players and the fans. Yes, I'm serious, because competition is always good. When there's competition, salaries go up. conditions improve, infrastructure develops, and most importantly, football is becoming global. Not just European, global. The USA has MLS, Saudi Arabia has its own league, Japan and Korea have developing championships. Football is ceasing to be the preserve of Europe. It's becoming a global language, and yes, there are problems. Yes, there are compromises. Yes, some have lost and some have gained. But football is alive. It's evolving. And you and I are witnesses to history, and now to you. I want to know your opinion. Write in the comments. If you were a top player, where would you go? To Europe for the history and the Champions League, or to Saudi Arabia for the money and a new challenge? I read all the comments, and the best answers will be featured in the next video. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like. This is the best way to support the channel, and subscribe if you want more content like this. Because in the next video, I'll break down how the MSN trio destroyed all of Europe, and the answer will shock you. Thanks for watching to the end. You're a true fan. See you in the next video. Bye.